Absolutely, Steph. Thank you so much for that. And reaction and condolences continue to pour in right around the world after the death of Queen Elizabeth at the age of 96. Of course, Britain's longest reigning monarch, who recently celebrating her 70th year on the throne, dying peacefully at Balmoral Castle in Scotland yesterday afternoon. And now the country beginning a period of mourning. The Queen will be traveling to London, where her body will lie in state at Westminster Hall for 3 days. Her successor, King Charles, is expected to address the UK. Right now, we're looking at 6 p.m. local time, which is 1 o'clock Eastern. But we are watching this right now. This is a live look at Aberdeen Airport in Scotland. This plane is now waiting for the King as he will head back to England today. This comes as bells will be tolling across the country at this hour. Windsor Castle and St. Paul's Cathedral both expected to sound their bells at any moment now. 96 gun salutes are also planned for Hyde Park next hour, one for each year of the Queen's life. So stay with us on that. We'll continue to watch that as we see the King arrive at that tarmac. But of course, we are remembering here the life of Queen Elizabeth. It is being mourned, it is being celebrated. A lot of people reflecting today. There are a lot of questions about what is next for the King as he takes the throne. So joining me now live is Aaron Bains, president of the St. George's Society of Toronto. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Aaron, I want to begin first with your reaction to the Queen's passing.
You know, it was a bit of a surprise, which seems odd given the Queen's age. But as the hosts were indicating this morning, she was functioning in all of her public duties as early as 24 to 36 hours ago. And on hearing of her passing, it's a bizarre feeling because at one time, us as everyday citizens probably have little to no connection to the Queen immediately, but you have this sense of profound sadness. And it's not only, and personally I have that, and it's not only from the passing of the Queen as an individual, but looking at 70 years of legacy. My entire time on this planet has been with the Queen as the Queen of Canada, and just looking at how it's impacted our lives and seeing somebody of such profound importance pass just brings a really somber feeling of sadness, and also a reflection of the past and a look into what it means going forward.
Let's look to the past, and we'll look to the past and we'll also look to the future. But first, of course, there remains criticism, a legacy of what critics will say of colonialism, of, a lot of critique in that area, outside of looking at the Queen, looking at the monarchy. How do you respond to that in how this monarchy moves forward?
I think that the monarchy has done a good job, and the royal family recently, certainly, of not shying away from the realities of history and expressing sadness for things in the past that were harmful to the world and to others. And you can see that in recent visits to Caribbean islands and then former colonies. And I think the monarchy is doing what it can to respect the wishes of these nations that were previously colonized. I think we also have to recognize that the Queen reigned for 70 years. And when she was born and prior to becoming the Queen, many countries didn't exist as countries, and the world changed itself profoundly. Wars were held, the Cold War was held, it ended. The very globe changed in a way that we can't really imagine in our own lives. And as a result, it's no surprise that so many things happened that she had to respond to and that the royal family had to respond to. And I think that they're doing a good job in trying to just acknowledge history and not shy away from the past.
Aaron, before we let you go, of course, we are looking ahead to King Charles III, and it'll get a lot of taking used to for a lot of people to be able to, for that to just roll off the tongue, to his address. What do you believe is expected in this address tonight? Their time, but this afternoon, our time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I think that first and foremost, sadness. I spoke to somebody some months ago who had lost both their parents, and they said to me, it feels like I'm an orphan, like I'm, for some reason, this is how I feel. And I think that he must be feeling that now too. And so first and foremost, I think we'll hear the sadness of losing the Queen and a look to the future. Now, King Charles is, has been heavily involved in his duties as well as, conserving the environment, working towards a better world that we live in. And I think that his remarks will probably reflect that and reflect the fact that he will take the baton of duty that was held so respectfully and so dutifully by the Queen over 70 years, and that he will carry it forward in every way that he can for his lifetime.
Aaron Bains, president of St. George's Society of Toronto, appreciate you taking the time with us today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.